Hi everyone, my name's Kate Kalthoff and welcome to a Stamping to Share video. Today I'm going to share how to create this card. As you can see, there's a lovely as a tree here, and it has just splashes and splashes of color on it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then also a truly nice sentiment says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding." So we're using actually 3 stamp sets here. So let me go ahead and show you the stamp sets we're using. The first one with the sentiment is called Trust God, and it looks like this. And then the other one we're using, of course, is Lovely as a Tree, which looks like this. And the final stamp set to make all of that gorgeous color on our tree is our gorgeous Grunge stamp set. I love that one. I love to use these dots as fillers, or sometimes I use these long strippy lines here as kind of like a countertop when I'm doing coffee cup cards. Of course, these make great splashes for coffee. And then this is just a nice diagonal chevron-like design that's kind of fun to fill in for backgrounds. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that of course you're going to need is a piece of crumb cake cardstock. I have this cut at 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. So I'm just going to fold this in half and crease that fold down a little bit. The next layer that we're going to use is a piece of old olive cardstock. This is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and I can just go ahead and glue this onto the base of my card, which I'm going to do right now. And I like using the multi-purpose liquid glue because it gives me just a little bit of wiggle room to make sure all of my borders, the edges around my card, are nice and even. The inside of my card, I'm going to use real red ink, and I'm just going to stamp some leaves here in the corner. I kind of just like to finish out the inside of my card with something that coordinates to the outside of the card. So let's go ahead and work on the top layer of our card, which is a piece of very vanilla cardstock cut at 3 9/16 by 4 13/16. And so we're going to be doing our main stamping on this on this very vanilla panel. And so we are going to ink the sentiment in soft suede ink, and I'm just going to stamp that in the upper right hand side of this card. And then the next thing we're going to do is taking the tree stamp, I'm inking it up also in soft suede ink, and I'm just going to put this down here in the lower left hand corner, like so. And then I have you can see all this heavy splashing here. That's what's going to be our color on the tree. And so I'm going to ink that up in old olive ink first. And I'm just going to stamp that right over the top of the tree. And you can see, wow, wouldn't this be lovely even for a spring or summer card if you were after that particular look. Just gorgeous. Now I'm going to clean that stamp, and I just want to show you my cleaning pad. This is the Stampin' Up! Cleaning pad. It's probably the least expensive washer and dryer you'll ever purchase. And when you open it up, you can see that on the left-hand side in the upper corner, there are raindrops. And on the other side, in the upper left-hand corner, is a sun. Probably kind of hard to see. But what I do is I put my wet part on the raindrop side. So I'm going to use some Stampin' Mist, and I'm just going to spritz some wetness on the left-hand side where the raindrops are, and then on the right-hand side I am going to dry it. So I'm just going to clean off my stamp, and then I'm just going to dry it on this side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink that up in some Tangelo Twist ink. And the last time I stamped my dots this way. So this time I'm going to turn over the stamp set so it's the opposite way of what I did first, and I'm just going to press down. And now I have my orange dots on a different part of the tree from where the green dots were. And then I'm going to take, again, my cleaner, and I'm going to clean off the stamp on the raindrop side and dry it on the sunshine side. And then I'm going to ink it up with real red ink. And this time, I am going to tilt it. So I'm just going to tilt it at an angle and press down. And that way my red will not completely cover the green, because I have it turned the same way as I had the green, but this time I tilted it. And so now it looks pretty intense at the moment, but it does dry a little bit lighter. You can see the difference. This is a card that I created a couple of days ago, and you can see how much lighter it is. This one will also become a little bit lighter as it dries. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my snail and I am going to adhere this to a panel of Tangelo Twist. So here's my panel of Tangelo Twist, and I have that cut at 3 3/4 by 5 inches. So what I'm going to do is just take that very vanilla panel, put that right over the top of the Tangelo Twist panel, like this. And now I have some wonderful cotton ribbon that Stampin' Up! Sells, and I am going to use 2 4-inch pieces of it, and I am just going to use some Scotch tape. I have 2 pieces of Scotch tape right here, and I'm going to secure that around the back side. You can see that I'm putting this ribbon on at an angle. So here's one side secured, and then making sure that the angle is kind of even on both sides. I'm just going to turn it over and add my second piece of tape, and this will secure my ribbon. Now I'm going to take a second piece of this red ribbon, and I'm just going to tie it into kind of a little tie-on here. And then I can just go ahead and trim that up. And I have a ribbon scissors for that. You always want to use a scissors that's separate from your other scissors that's just for cutting ribbon and fabric. Okay, now this looks just so sweet. Now all we have to do is adhere this to the top of our card. So I'm going to do that with dimensionals. I have to find some here. It looks like I have some. So let me turn this over. We are going to add 5 dimensionals. I think 1 in each corner, and then 1 in the middle. And then we'll adhere it to our card. So here's a couple more. And the final one. So here's our card. Let me get this all set up for you. It's all beautiful. This is it. Isn't it gorgeous? And here's the card that I started with, so you can see them both together. And I just want to thank you so much for stopping by Stamping to Share. I truly appreciate you. Thank you for all the kind comments that you leave on my YouTube posting and on my blog posts. If you would like to support my Stamping to Share business, it would be truly appreciated. I'll send you a card in the mail as a thank you. You can go to my blog at www.stampingtoshare.com and place your order from the links that are provided. Have a great day. Thanks so much for stopping by. Bye-bye.